Hey yo, what is going on today, guys and girls? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, man, we're gonna be doing something completely different, man. You guys have read the title, man. This is gonna be a touge car, man, for you guys that have been wondering how I tune my touge cars and we race, all that sort of stuff. Here it is, man. This is the Nissan Pulsar, man. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button, man, and I shall catch you guys after the intro. Alright, so here we are, man. Nissan Pulsar, obviously A-Class 800. That is exactly what we run our touge tunes at. Now, I just want to get this out of the way. You know, by any means, I'm not the best person to, you know, be taking advice from to like touge tunes. I'm scraping the surface myself, but I do feel like, you know, the tunes that I do have are quite quick. And I do owe it, like most of the tune and stuff that I've done to the cars and everything like that, I do owe it to my friend who's also in TTDM. He showed me a hell of a lot of stuff around touge and everything like that. He showed me, like, he brought me into this side of Forza, I guess, and I really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. So like I say, if you guys have any tips or tricks or whatever the case may be, if you guys are veterans or whatever in the touge community, you know, if you got some tips and tricks for me, let me know down below. I'm more than happy to check them out and try out your you know, your suggestions and everything like that. So like I say, let me know. But anyway, this is a Nissan Pulsar 1990 baby GTR. This thing is dumb quick, man. Let me tell you, this thing is crazy quick. We're running a 348 horsepower with 387 Nm of torque, 1,271 kg of damn weight. Now, you know, power to weight ratio is already off the damn charts, man, but like I say, this thing is awesome, bro. I love this thing so much. It sticks to the road literally so well. So yeah, like I say, without further ado, man, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Obviously we have a stock powertrain setup. We've got the stock engine in this thing. We also have the stock drivetrain. I didn't switch it to rear-wheel drive. I thought there's not really much point. We've got the all-wheel drive, might as well use it. So we got the all-wheel drive on here as well. Moving on to aero and appearance, obviously you guys can have anything you want on here, but for us, what we run when we do touge, we do not run any Forza aero. So Forza aero is, like it says here, unlocks front bumper downforce tuning. We don't want that, so we leave that off. The same with the wing as well. We do not run a wing either. Like, again, for the Forza race wing, you can then unlock the downforce tuning again, which is ridiculously OP, let me tell you. So when we run touge, we do not run the Forza aero for that reason, man. Anyway, it's exactly the same for engine wise as well. We don't usually tend to run a turbo rally engine because the turbo rally engine, again, is ridiculously fast and is, yeah, basically a beast in A-Class. But yeah, besides the point, man, we do not run those sort of things, just so we keep everything fair, and it's about, you know, you actually tuning your car. Anyway, moving on to tires and rims here. We've got the tire compound. We are running the race tire compound, obviously, to get that maximum grip here. Front tire width, we're running the max on that as well, which is 245 millimeters front tire width on the front. On the back, again, running 245 millimeter on the back as well, which is the max that we can run for this car. Rims, obviously you guys can pick whatever sort of rims you want. It doesn't really matter that much. I have bumped it up by one, so I've got 15s on this car, both front and the back. With the track width as well, I've maxed out the track width in the front as well as the rear. Yep, as well as the rear as well. Both front and back track width is maxed. Moving on now to drivetrain. We've got the clutch. Obviously we need all of this stuff in here, so we've got the race clutch, race transmission, unlock the tuning stuff, race drive line as well, race differential, and also in performance and handling, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So we have obviously race brakes, because we need to race, you know, we need to be able to tune our brakes so that way we can, you know, put up the pressure or put down the pressure, whatever you want to do. We got the race springs, obviously, because we ain't drifting out here. We got the race springs, we're trying to race, so race springs, and then we have race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars. Same thing again, got to be able to tune. Moving on to roll cage now, we put a full cage in here because it brings down, obviously, the A-class, brings you down to A-class. As you've seen there, if I take it out, then, we gain, less weight, which means it's going to bring us back up to S1. So A-class, bringing that all the way down, obviously making it the A-class that we need. The same with the weight as well here, no weight reduction as well, because obviously, look at that. You put race weight reduction in this thing, it is 1079 kg, and that thing is going to be gone. Not to mention as well that you're probably not going to be able to control it around the corners. So obviously, with the weight, you've got more downforce, all that good stuff. So stock weight in here, 1271 kg. Now, moving on to engine again. In here, in this department, again, is very, very, same with the drift builds, man. We don't put a lot of stuff within the engine. Obviously, we want to make it as fast as we possibly can for A-class, but again, not a lot goes in, man. So obviously, straight off the bat here, intake, we've got the stock intake in here. We have a street fuel system, stock ignition. We have a sport exhaust, race cams and valves. We have stock valves, street engine blocks, stock pistons, stock turbo, race intercooler, race oil and cooling, and a stock flywheel. Obviously, if you want to run a race flywheel, then you might have to have a little shift about with what you have in the car. But anyway, that is pretty much everything for the internal / external of the car. Let's go ahead and move on to the damn tune. All right, so here we are, tuning wise. We obviously are running a all-wheel drive tune here, but we have 16 in the back, which is quite interesting to me because I usually, if I'm running all-wheel drive, I'd usually just run 15 PSI on both, but I haven't here for some reason, and it's 16. But anyway, 15 PSI on the front here and 16 on the back. Obviously, if you want to run it at 15, like what I've just said, you're more than welcome to try it out if you want to, just to see how it handles. It's completely up to you. But yeah, that's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. Gearing, we have a 3.84 gear final drive ratio right here. First gear is 3.02, second gear is 1.96, third gear is 1.50, fourth gear is 1.21, fifth gear is 1.00, and sixth gear is 0.85. Moving on to alignment now, we have negative 1.0 degrees in the front and negative 0.5 in the back. For the toe, we have the 1.01 in the out of the front, and on the rear, we also have 0.5 degrees out on the rear, like I just said. Front caster, we have the angle of 4.0 degrees. Anti-roll bars, what I like to do here is I like to soften my car up a little bit. So we've got 11.51 in the front and 8.55 in the back. I think these next three is where people that do Touge are gonna be like, what are you doing that for? If I'm honest with you, because I'm like, I know some people like to do the equation and everything like that with how much weight you have and all that sort of thing. But for me, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna soften my stuff and that'll do, and see how it handles. And to be honest with you, it's been working out for me so far. So until I get told otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, yeah, 11.51 on the front for the front anti-roll bars, and on the rear we have 8.55. Moving on to springs now, we've got 81.6 on the front, and on the rear we have 75.1. Obviously, the ride height, we're going to lower that thing all the way down. Same for the front and the rear. Absolute slam it. We need to do that. That's just golden rule. Dampeners now, we've got 5.5 on the front and 4.8 on the back. Bump stiffness, we have 5.3 on the front, and on the rear we have 4.4. Moving on now, obviously for the aero, for the downforce, we don't have any of the front aero or rear aero, because obviously that is obviously banned in the A-class Touge. But now moving on to brakes, we have 60% brake balance on the brake balance, and then on pressure we have 140% pressure. Now I do this just so I can have, like, when I go into a corner quite quickly, or if I misjudge the corner or whatever, and I can brake quite hard, and it'll be, it should be okay. I should be able to stop the car and everything like that. But if you don't want to run that sort of thing, if you want to run them slightly less or a bit more, that's completely up to you. Again, completely personal preference. If you feel like you need to brake excessively amounts, then that's completely up to you. But anyway, moving on to the differential now. We got a lock/open diff. We got the acceleration on 100%, the deacceleration on 0%. On that is both front and the rear tires here. But however, we have the center balance for how much power you're pushing through the differential is on the front. So we've got 20% towards the front, which technically makes this a somewhat front wheel drive car. So 20% on the front, 100% acceleration, and 0% deacceleration on both. Now, that is completely everything here for the tune for the Nissan Pulsar. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and jump into a track. Alright, so here we are, one of the tracks. If you guys have been on the live streams, everything like that, you guys will know this track. We play this track all the time, run this track all the time, rather. It's a great track. I really enjoy this track. It's very tight, you know, going through B roads and everything like that, out onto the mountain road up by Arthur's Seat, I think it is. But you know, this is a sick track. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this little track, this little run here to see what this Pulsar can do. Yeah, I shall catch you guys after the run. Alright, man, hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video, man. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and a subscribe button, man. Obviously, almost been in the damn car on the last little corner right there, almost going off the track, but it is what it is, man. Obviously, you know, went in there a little bit too quickly, but anyway, hopefully you guys like this build, man. If you did, like I said, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button. If you guys want to see more Touge builds, man, be sure to let me know down in the comments. I'll be very interested to see what you guys think about the Touge build. builds. Like I say, I always do drift builds here on the channel, so if you guys want to see some more touge builds, you know, let me know, man. Just let me know, and I shall definitely get cracking on some more touge builds, because like I say, I do find this very fun, man. You know, that doing the little race in the A-class race and everything like that. I know there's a bigger community that does this sort of stuff, like on a regular basis, and like do pink slips and everything like that, wager races. It's really cool. So yeah. Now, if you guys want to see some more of these builds, man, be sure to, like, say, let me know down in the comments, and I shall catch you guys in the next one. Peace.